You've heard this story 100 times. Celebrity crashes hard, fame falls apart, life hits rock bottom, then suddenly they find God. And hey, we love a comeback. We really do. But here's what nobody ever talks about. What about the celebrities who never left? The ones who walked into Hollywood already believing, who didn't wait for a scandal or a breakdown, who kept their faith when the lights got bright, the money got crazy, and the pressure got real. No rebrand, no apology tour, just quiet consistency. These are the celebrities who stayed grounded while the world watched and never let go of Jesus. And trust me, some of these names might surprise you. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We drop stories like this every single week. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with someone everyone thinks they already know. Denzel Washington, Hollywood legend, Oscar winner, box office king. But before the fame, before the suits, before the speeches, there was a praying mother in a church pew. Denzel has said it straight up. Without God, I wouldn't be here. And he's not saying that for clout. Even at the peak of his career, he stayed rooted. He avoided roles that crossed his convictions. He preached faith behind closed doors long before he ever mentioned it publicly. And when he talks to young actors, he doesn't hype fame. He warns them. Because to Denzel, success without God isn't success at all. Now let's talk about someone who never hid it, not even for a second. Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, that Mark Wahlberg. From rough beginnings to Hollywood A-list, Mark never pretended he was perfect. But one thing stayed locked in: his faith, daily prayer, daily scripture. No excuses. He said before that his relationship with God is the most important thing in his life, above movies, money, and fame. And in an industry where religion usually stays backstage, Mark keeps it front and center. No flex, no filters, just real talk. Next up, someone who carried faith into comedy, Chris Pratt. At one point, he was broke, homeless, and living in a van. Now, global superstar. But Chris never credits luck. He credits grace. He's openly talked about praying even when life didn't make sense, even when doors were closed, even when nobody was watching. And yeah, he catches heat for it, but he doesn't fold. Because for Chris, faith isn't a phase, it's the foundation. Now let's switch lanes and talk about quiet strength. Viola Davis, one of the most respected actors of her generation. But long before awards and applause, there was church. Viola has spoken about how faith carried her through poverty, rejection, and self-doubt. When Hollywood said, not enough, God reminded her who she was. And that confidence, that didn't come from red carpets. That came from prayer. And finally, someone who proves faith doesn't have to be loud to be real. Matthew McConaughey, cool, calm, collected, but deeply spiritual. Matthew talks openly about prayer, gratitude, and trusting God's timing. Not religion for show, but belief as a compass. He said that when you put God first, everything else finds its proper place. And honestly, that mindset shows. Here's the real takeaway. Faith doesn't always look dramatic. It doesn't always come with a headline. Sometimes it's just staying steady when nobody's cheering. These celebrities didn't find God after losing everything. They held on to him while gaining it. Different paths, different careers, same anchor. If this video encouraged you, share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe, because we've got more stories like this coming real soon.